Hello, dear users. What you see here is produced by Merrick, RK9961 Safety Comprehensive Tester. This instrument, it mainly measures the 4 major items of safety regulations and 5 functions. These 4 items are pressure resistance, insulation leakage, grounding. These 5 functions: the AC withstand voltage, the leakage current test, insulation resistance test, leakage current test, grounding resistance test. These functions: it withstands AC pressure, maximum voltage 5 kV, DC voltage up to 6 kV. The insulation resistance test, it can test voltages up to 5000 volts. The measurement range of the insulation resistance, up to 100 G. Line current test, because this machine is passive, requires external isolated power supply. Its maximum power can be measured to 5 kilowatts. Ground resistance test, the maximum current is 32A. The resistance it measures, up to 600 M. This is one of its core parameters. This instrument supports both Chinese and English selection. Power supply support 110 to 120ths. The instrument has RS485 RS232 communication function. The communication protocols are C-SPI and Modbus. Now, what you see is the front panel of this instrument. Let me introduce it to you. Here is the power switch. Here is the green start key, the red stop key, this LCD screen. F1 to F5 are shortcuts. F1 stands for the measurement interface. Pressing F1 is the measurement interface. F2 is for parameter settings. F3 is the system setting. F4 is the file. This is a shortcut. This one is the lock button. This way. This one is lit up. It represents access to the measurement interface. If the measurement settings are lit, the instrument enters the measurement settings interface. Here is the system. Here's the file. When it's on this shortcut, F1 to F4 are equivalent to these 4. Which light is on? Which interface do you enter? Here are the number keys. When setting parameters, to directly enter numbers, the up, down, left, and right navigation keys. Also, when setting parameters, you can go up, down, left, right through this. To change the parameters, this is the enter key, which is the confirmation key, like setting this time. Settings page here. There is a check mark in front of it. With a check mark, to change parameters, you have to press this knob. This is a click. Click it to change the state. To change the time, click again. It just confirms. This is a pass light. This is the fail indicator light. This is the indicator light that is being tested. This is the entire front panel. There's a USB key. This U-disk interface. If you say, save the data results of the instrument test. After upgrading, the instrument is inserted into the U-disk here. Test results that can be saved. Now, I will introduce to you rear panel of RK9961. Here, it's an input to the power supply for this instrument, also known as AC socket. AC110-20 is marked below. 2 power supply methods. There's a toggle switch when the character 230 volts is exposed. The power supply of the instrument can only supply 220. If you want to use 110 power supply, flip the switch here. We need to switch it to 110. Then this AC seat. Here it has a built-in fuse. Built-in protection fuse, if there is any fault cause. The power supply burns the fuse. Just pry this out. There is a spare fuse inside. This is the grounding post. The power supply must be well grounded. If the power supply is not grounded, must be on this ground pillar. To connect a ground wire, a piece of land connected to the use site. Then here is the RS485 interface for communication. Here is the RS232 interface. Here is a USB port. This USB port is for instrument firmware upgrade. Here is a handler interface. This interface here, usually not. Just use this handler interface. Up here. Yes, these terminals. Let me introduce you to everyone. Here, the live line and the zero line, these 2. The following characters are written as input. What does this input represent? When measuring leakage current, you have to plug in an isolated power supply here. If the working voltage of the tested product is 220, I'm going to take one here. 220 power supply to make the tested product work. This is for leak detection. The power supply connected here, it must be isolated, can't connect to mains. Here this output. The comprehensive output written here. Comprehensive output. When testing withstand voltage and insulation. Here are two pillars, red and black. They both output high voltage. Both output high voltage. If you are measuring the leakage current, this project, the red output is the live wire, and the black output is the neutral wire. Here are the signs. LN stands for fire zero line. The black pillar below. The loop written here. It's a loop when measuring withstand voltage and insulation. It is equivalent to a high voltage circuit when measuring the grounding resistance. Then pick it up here, one of the test lines for grounding resistance. I will introduce it to you. The current output here is low. Low voltage sampling. High voltage sampling. These three terminals, plus this circuit. These four combinations. It is used to measure the grounding resistance. Ground resistance measurement. If the ground resistance is measured separately. Two large clips. Voltage sampling high and this current output low. Take a clip. Because there are two wires on one clip. And the voltage sampling low. And this loop. Take another clip. This is for grounding. This high voltage output here. And this loop. These two are used to test withstand voltage and insulation. You can use it directly. Here is good. These are for individual use. These here, like this, it's a composite output. It's comprehensive test. The back panel is over. Then, come and connect. I'll tell you how to connect the wires. When using the instrument, the two vents here must not be blocked. Keep it well ventilated. So let's do it now. This wiring. Now this is a test box. Is called the comprehensive test box. There are 4 wires on the comprehensive test box. These 4 wires. The yellow one, the green one represents the live and neutral wires. The 2 red ones represent this ground. The corresponding instrument is here. This 3. Pick up first. Then this yellow one. Just to receive this comprehensive testing and this line of fire. Red pillar. This wire must be connected tightly. To tighten, then this green one. Connect to the black pillar here, the black pillar of comprehensive output. These 2. One is connected to this circuit. Another one. Receive this voltage sampling low. In addition, there is also a big knee. This clamp for measuring grounding resistance. This big clip. This big clip has 2 wires on it. 2 wires. Connect this thick side to the voltage sampling high. Thin one. Plug in this current output low. Now after connecting. After we connect it, this comprehensive box. The tested product is plugged into the power cord. Plug it into this box. The power cord of the tested product is plugged into this. This big clip. Clip to the metal conductor of the outer shell of the tested product. When you want to test the line, you must also enter one here. 220 isolated electricity. Come in. Now, to test. What you want to test now is the one you take. The company's RK9961. This voltage and insulation tester as a test item. So let's start with this. I just saw it. This junction box for comprehensive testing. It's already connected. Plug in the power cord of the tested product. Comprehensive test box here. This power cord is plugged into the tested item. Then measure the grounding resistance. Here's another one. This big clip clips to the case on the metal conductor. Connect and now enter the parameter settings of the instrument. This is the first step. Measure AC withstand voltage. Voltage resistance 1500 volts. Hit 1500 volts. Test time. Measure for 5 seconds. Current limit. Current limit setting 5 milliamperes. Can't exceed 5 milliamperes. This is the withstand voltage test. It's set. Click this to create a new one. Build the second step. The second step is to measure the insulation resistance. Insulation resistance mode selection I. Insulation resistance test voltage 1000 volts. The time for the insulation resistance test is also 5 seconds. The insulation resistance goes up. 1000 volts rise time for 5 seconds. Boosted to 200 volts per second. The insulation resistance, usually ascent at a constant speed. And the insulation resistance, there's a delay. Deferred judgment sets it to 1 second. Lower limit of insulation resistance. And the lower bound is 10 ohm. There is no need to modify it. Turn off the upper limit of insulation resistance. Range to automatic. The second step is to set the insulation. Then press New F1. New. Step 3. The third step is to measure its grounding resistance. This model. Just choose it as GR. Test current 10A. Then the upper limit is 600 ohm. Test time is 5 seconds. Compensation here. Don't make it up now. Frequency 50 Hz. Create a fourth test project. Check for leaks. The leak is this LC. The current upper voltage limit is 300 volts. The lower limit sets it to 0. The current limit of the current. Set up a 5 milliamperes. The lower bound is 0. Then the test time is 10 seconds. Okay, determine the maximum value. Determine the maximum value here. Test mode is hot state. MD network, select a network. It's this MD network. Has 8 networks, a BB1CDEFG. This is based on your own test criteria. Select the corresponding measurement network. Now set it up. Just go back to this measurement interface. You can press this button. Or press the red one. Quit directly. Now turn the power supply of the tested product on and off. Open now and start the instrument for testing. Now the first step is to withstand pressure. The leakage current is 1.5 milliampere. Now we measure the insulation resistance. Insulation resistance is now 1000 volts voltage. It's a little bit of a G, almost 2G. Now we measure the ground resistance. Grounding resistance 210 plus M. It's leakage. Leakage current. Has live wire and neutral wire. It would show something like 0.2 milliampere here. This is these items all tested. After the test, in this form, the table shows the measurement results. Here are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the several items. ACIRGR LC. LC represents several items tested. The judgment result is passed here. The test result data is displayed here. This is the specific operation of this instrument.